David Howlett with the footy. A sensational start here before the first bounce. Remarkable scenes, and the first couple of kicks are going to be very hard to get. Essendon going to the right. Madden gets the first tap. The free kick against Manson. Foolish by Manson, really.
Very technical, though, Bruce. Very technical.
And Madden from the centre square to centre half forward. Salmon gets a push in the back. And Collingwood might have fallen for the three-card trick here.
Well, it's the way to break it up, the umpires, and that's to award the free kicks. Any that do appear, and those two weren't really severe kicks. Oh, that one was fairly obvious there from Ronnie McEwen. Two hands right in the middle of Salmon's back.
So Salmon from right on 50 metres. He'll kick from about 53. This will test him. Drop punt gets underneath. It won't make the distance. Force through from behind. So memories are long in football, and it was that day at the MCG last year in that grand final. Kevin Sheedy must have hated that afternoon when they were getting flogged, and today they've got the chance to get it back.
Well, I know he was a shattered man after the grand final, so he'll want revenge today. There's Michael Christian, the late inclusion in the side, kicking wide to Francis. Now that might have been out. It was at half forward for the Bombers, so it'll be a throw-in. But they then went to London in the exhibition game over there, and Collingwood thrashed Essendon over there as well.
Strange move. It looks like Norwood could be playing centre half forward for Collingwood.
Well, it's that half-back is Francis. Well, he was in control of the ball and holding the ball. Good decision by the umpire. This young man is a very good tackler. Wanganeen. Gavin Wanganeen to the pocket. Oh, again, almost a free kick. Here's Cransberg over the back, an open goal. He kicks across the face and out of bounds on the ball. So a bad miss by Peter Cransberg.
Ronnie McEwen at the moment is really concentrating on the man. He's picking up Paul Salmon and not really worrying about where the ball is.
He missed that grand final, rather tragically for him, believing he was going to play McEwen. There's Wright to half-back. Mullane the target. Could give it inside to Francis. He does. Goes very short. Williams at half forward, or really centre wing. Back to Francis with some run. Pace, penetration. Poor kick. Morwood with a chance. Krasiska without the big pads on the legs today. It's a good kick. Morris, Manson, well played. Off the ground by Danaher. Starcevic over the top, free kick. Play on call, no free kick to Collingwood. Manson tries to get it out. Hills there. Lehman tackled by Danaher. O'Donnell's little kick. Izard, it should sit for him. Takes a long time to get control of it. Around his body. To the space. Spawn. Kelly. Francis to kick the goal from 45 metres with a low one. Manson. 2 bites, not paid. It's desperate, it's tight, and it's pretty exciting stuff.
Oh, great stuff.
Great stuff, and good umpiring there, Pete. We knocked him a bit in the last couple of weeks, but that was good umpiring in front of goal. We'll let it go. There's Manson, almost a very good mark from James Manson, just could not control it on the second grab.
Well, forward pocket for the Magpies. Bomber Thompson, Mark Thompson breaks the tackle, kicks to half-back. Kelly, who showed a lot of strength a moment ago. Oh, he's bumped off the ball by Long. Good, strong play. And let's hope the game continues in this vein and the umpires let it go. It'll be a terrific game of football. Half-forward flank for Collingwood. Christian to do the ruck work. Simon Madden caught behind, now gets in front. That's experience. Taps it down and players pounce on top of the ball. It'll be a bounce almost on centre wing.
Krasiska and Madden again. Well, Simon Madden's been a target here.
Well, it looks like James Manson took the first knockout, Bruce, and now Michael Christian's doing the work around the ground.
With Monkhorst, as we said earlier, on the bench. Wanganeen's quick kick to centre wing. Kerrison in the front, playing at the back. Free kick to Kerrison into his back. Kerrison has had an up and down season. That kick didn't have a lot of legs on it. Was looking for Christian, missed by Morwood. O'Donnell's handball good to Wanganeen. Round his body, could have gone short to Cransberg. Salmon with a chance. Didn't get a good bounce.
Gee, they're slipping over, aren't they?
Well, it's a lot of rain and pretty wet. And here's Mullane, left foot right down Christian's throat.
Christian on centre wing. They need a big game from Michael Christian. Onto the left foot he goes. Beautiful pass. Morwood, obviously up forward. An interesting move, that one. Morwood, the short pass. Good lead. Good mark, Starcevic. Craig Starcevic at times his kicking can be a little bit indifferent. He will have to kick from about 46 metres. Very slight angle. And it'll be a great start for Collingwood if he can kick it. He's hooked it. He's trying to get that extra bit of distance. He puts it through for a behind. So it's one behind apiece. 20 minutes of play left in this first quarter. Anthony Danaher, one of the best fullbacks in the game, and certainly probably the longest kick of all the fullbacks.
Had a tremendous clash with Lockett 2 or 3 weeks ago, where he kept Big Tony to 4 goals. That one he didn't really time, but he got a lot of distance. Shaw with a diving mark. He won the Norm Smith medal for the best man on the ground the last time these two teams clashed. Richardson, this is Mark. Morwood. And was that touched by O'Donnell, so it's not out of bounds on the full.
I'm glad they've tried something different there, Bernie, with Morwood up forward, because they really had to do something about that forward line.
Well, they've been worried about the run out of their back line. The defenders really have probably been doing the job, but getting no attack out of the back line whatsoever. So Morwood playing at centre half forward. They've had plenty of problems in that area as well.
Manson versus Madden. Quick kick is by Morwood. That was Buick to the half-back line. Anderson and Watson combined, but Anderson gets the kick to centre wing Long. Brilliantly done by Long to Wanganeen. Wanganeen onto the left foot to half-forward. Salmon versus McEwen. Salmon used his body well. Oh, an open goal coming up here. He picks it up one-handed, Paul Salmon. He sprints into an open goal. He kicks, and the big man has put it through for a great goal. So the Bombers hit the butt, 1-1 to a behind.
Well, the big man certainly is a big man. 6'9" in the old scar, Paul Salmon. The equal with Justin Madden as the tallest man in the game. Used his body well to get Ronnie McEwen out of the contest. And look at that pickup by Paul Salmon. Great agility. Ronnie McEwen doing his utmost to get back in there and put him off his shot at goal. But a good running kick at goal by Paul Salmon.
Bombers by 6 points. Superb effort by Salmon there. There's Manson. G'd up and ready to go at Madden again. Madden wins the tap. Off the ground by McMullen. And now with some pace, he takes on Russell. Good play, McMullen. McEwen takes a chance. High handball. McGuan had to sit and wait. Shaw clever, but Buick did very well. Wanganeen goes to ground. Shaw tapped on by Mullane. Anderson, Mullane, strong body against him. Kelly, it sits. Handball, good to right. Right from half back. Thompson versus Williams. And Spawn gets in there. Still in play. Thompson through his legs. And it's going to be a ball up. Bomber Thompson, twice the champion at the club. And in many ways the unsung hero at Essendon.
Great player, tremendous player, Mark Thompson. And good to see David Howlett and Rowan Saws not playing those ticky-touch with free kicks. Well, is that one in the back? No, to McMullen. And now it's a Collingwood free kick.
Yes, well,
Manson.
He let the first one go, but James Manson was sat right on the middle of his back by Simon Madden.
Manson to half-forward. O'Donnell goes the punch. This is Fox. Brad Fox out to the half-back line, and it bounces before the line and over. And I don't think either James Manson or Simon Madden would win a stall gift on that performance as they race to the boundary line.
Not off scratch.
Not off 30 metres, Bruce.
Have to agree. Manson and Madden. Madden wins this. Wanganeen.
He's a good player, this guy.
Well, I remember Kevin Sheedy saying that he'd probably only play half a dozen games. I think very much tongue-in-cheek when he came to the club. And still just 17 years of age. Has a tremendous future. Plain, who's been one of the stars this year, a goal kicker for the Bombers. Here's Salmon taking on 3 of them. The hip and shoulder against Kerrison. Brilliantly played Salmon to give Long a chance. Goes to ground. Has an option or two. Has Kransberg. Has the goal square. Has a goal if he needs it. And just misses. Well, he weaved a bit of magic there, didn't he, Michael Long?
Oh, he's a magnificent player, Michael Long. He's like the Indian rubber man, the way he bounces down, hits the ground, he's up again. And there was about 5 Collingwood players and he was still able to get out of trouble.
Great description of Michael Long, that.
Haven't heard it before.
The Indian rubber man.
Remember that one, won't we, Macca?
Yes, well, great description because he is a very slippery customer and a great player. Big job for Ronnie McEwen. picking up Salmon today. Now he kicks to the half-back line. Greg Anderson, a good mark because Mullane had slipped over. And Mullane not happy with that kick from Ronnie McEwen. Now the hand pass to Alan Izard. Izard brings it up in front of goal. Plain in front. Thumped away from him. This is Mickey Gafer. Further hand pass. Russell. Out wide. Mullane. Can't trap it. Then races in against Anderson. Oh, Anderson threw that back. And the umpire had paid the free kick, but the advantage paid to Francis. Francis to the half-forward line. This is where they struggle at times. Holding decision. It will go the way of Collingwood and to Big James Manson.
Swapping around with Christian there, now playing a key forward role. Mark Richardson the target. At the back, Danaher. Morwood, left foot, not good. Dare I say, he kicked it like a backman. Starting to rain. But the one thing Morwood's doing is he's getting some touches. He's winning the footy.
He's a clever player, Bruce. Shane Morwood.
Morrish with a drop punt as the rain tumbles down. Manson at the back. Christian sits and waits for it. Good smother by Madden. McGuan gets it almost as far as Richardson. Now to Morwood. Good smother again, that time by Hills. Essendon desperate, and so are Collingwood. Williams. It's going to be very hard to keep your feet here today. Off the ground by Izard when Lehman tried to get there. Russell versus Wanganeen. And Wanganeen does it quite beautifully in the end.
Magnificent play by Wanganeen. And look who's out there. Long versus Graham Wright. Let's see what Michael Long can do here. Still taking front position. Allow Bradley Plain to grab it. Great play by Long. Plain to Salmon, who's moving very well. That could be holding the ball.
Should be.
It's not paid. He had a chance to get rid of it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Pete.
Good tackle, Ronnie McEwen. He was right on to Paul Salmon then, who tried to finesse a little bit. Salmon versus McEwen in the ruck contest. Bit of a mismatch in height. And Christian comes over the back, and I think they've given away a free kick to Paul Salmon here. They have. Salmon right out at half forward. Kransberg has made the lead. They've only got Bradley Plain. In fact, they haven't got a tall player back in the square. And that's why Salmon is hesitating. And they still haven't got a tall player there. Ronnie McEwen's on his own. Now they had forced to go short, and it's worked out well for them because Bradley Plain have made the lead, and he has marked 40 metres from goal.
Well, probably a better option in the end too, Pete, because the long kick into the goal square, very difficult to mark in these conditions. The VFL Park or AFL Park, with rain coming down, greasy conditions, very difficult to mark overhead.
Well, difficult to kick too, to get your footing, and a slippery ball, but he is normally a very good kick at goal, Bradley Plain. Now there's the kick from 40 metres. Oh, it's a little bit, hit the post. I thought a little bit to the right, but closer than what I anticipated in the first instance. But they lead. There's Alan McAllister in his usual spot. Peter Dacos, Doug Barwick, Gavin Brown in the background, but Alan McAllister, amazing. The president of the club always takes his posse down there on the boundary line.
Front and back page of one of the Melbourne papers this morning for some comments at a luncheon yesterday. Here's Christian to half-back. Kelly was his target. And Wanganeen, who's playing brilliantly. Kransberg misses a Buick. Shaw, who's got the job on Buick. To Kerrison, who had a bit of time. The Mullane-Anderson duel was pivotal last season in a couple of clashes and will be again today. Francis, a kick very poor. Manson with strength. O'Donnell against the run of play to Izard. It's good football by O'Donnell. Izard's high one. Long getting underneath it. Wright did well to spoil. Can McGuan get there in front of Anderson? Anderson got a little boot away. Wanganeen's been in brilliant form. Salmon. Kelly getting back. Good take by Kelly. Christian. And Salmon able to just get his hand on it before it got to Shaw.
I can't help thinking that Collingwood, Bernie, make a lot of skill errors in kicking.
They're a very unskilled side, Pete. That's from what I've seen this season.
Hang on, they won the premiership.
They've got 15 of the 20 that won that premiership playing today. There's Wright. Might have something to do with confidence as well. Madden. Lehman. Anderson. Hills. To Izard. They'll try and run him down. High one. Christian could take it. Oh, bad mistake. Wanganeen. Good tackle by Christian in the end. Collingwood might get out of it. And that was worth a good kick by Francis into the centre.
Morwood looking dangerous. O'Donnell quick kick, centre of the ground. Is that a free kick to Weezer? He copped one in the head in the end. McGuan, kick travelled about 2 metres. Watson to Spawn. Essendon looking pretty good. Comes from Hills. Over to O'Donnell. Now on to Cransberg from 50 metres. Cransberg in towards Long. Too many Collingwood. Oh, Long off the ground, socketed through. Brilliant goal. What a sensational goal by Long. Essendon 2-3-15. Lead Collingwood 1 behind.
Let's have a look at this in replay. Essendon again using the ball very well into the forward line. And Cransberg going for the long kick just outside the 50-metre line. Michael Long 1 against 2. And very quick to recover, as we said earlier, just like the Indian rubber man. He bounces around, gets to his feet very quickly, and his recovery is amazing.
They've got plenty to cheer about because the Bombers are away to a good start now, 15-1. Goals will be hard to get at Waverley today. Manson, McGuan might have copped the footy in the face there, but the game goes on. Mullane, Wanganeen with a hip and shoulder. Kelly over the top. Wanganeen, who's had a tremendous first 15 minutes. Shaw in there. And again, the umpire will have it.
You can't help thinking that Gavin Wanganeen's going to be one of the real champions of the game. He's going to be a player that, there he is on screen. People will come from miles away to watch him in future years.
Seems to have an unlimited future. Simon Madden at the other end of his career. Off the ground by Hills. Madden still playing superbly, by the way. Playing goes to ground. Kerrison. Kelly. Rather desperate in the end. Long. Now right with a chance. Long still in it. McGuan. McMullen did well to run over the top of him. Right under pressure. And
Free kick to right.
it's coming back. So Collingwood to take it at half-back. Graham Wright, who's had an unsatisfactory season. He's been out through injury for a lot of it. Struggled to regain the form that made him such a star last year.
And the hoots of the crowd. And plenty of Essendon supporters here. I wonder if a few of the Collingwood supporters have dropped off. There's a quick kick towards the half-forward line. A chance for Paul Williams. Williams up in front of goal. A one-on-one contest. Danaher at the back. A big fist away. A 30-metre punch. Morwood looks very dangerous up forward. O'Donnell beats him to it. Gary O'Donnell. Now it's Anthony Danaher tapping it wide. Wanganeen again. Hooks it out to Siska. Picks it up beautifully. Good hand pass. Morwood. Hand pass is smothered. Essendon working overtime in defence. Prasiska to Russell. Russell back in front of goal. A chance. But good mark taken by Danaher. And on he goes to Anderson.
With his familiar left foot. Golden locks flowing in the breeze to Hills at centre wing. Just a bit sure, Essendon don't make quite so many mistakes. Here's Buick. Well, there was one. Lehman back to Christian. Should go into centre towards Shaw or McGuan. Take your pick. The captain takes it. Shaw to attack. Sells one dummy. Not a lot of penetration, but he's given Manson a good chance. Or plays on with a handball. And the kick by McGuan, is it? For a goal. 2-3-1-1. Bernie, just what the Collingwood doctor ordered there.
Yes, badly needed goal by Collingwood and good play by Manson. He is kicking very unsure, uncertain in front of goal. And Mickey McGuan knowing that, running past, creating the option. He kicked 3 goals last week, Mick McGuan. Very wet day out here against Carlton. And was Collingwood's leading goal kicker. So the right option and well done by Big James Manson.
15 plays 7, an 8-point margin. Madden versus Manson. Now someone has encroached. It's an Essendon player. It'll be a Collingwood kick.
It's against Spawn. Ran in across the centre line there from the half-back area. James
Manson brings it forward again to the half-forward line. Morwood, oh, dive. Geez, working hard, Morwood. Williams, Francis, Christian. A chance here for the Magpies. That's good forward play, but what terrific play by Morris to punch that ball away. Still in play. Starcevic can't get in a hand pass and is forced over the line at half forward for Collingwood with the score 2-3 to 1-1.
They can still draw the crowd, Collingwood. 41,000 attending the game out here at the park.
In fairly miserable conditions. Typical Melbourne winter's day, if there is one. Now Shaw and Thompson ran a ball in. two men there tangling who won their club's championship last year. Best players at the club. Can be no higher honour, really. Madden, McGuan, Shaw, Christian Short, Starcevic. Not a lot of percentage in that play on a day like today. Morris. Got to be so accurate, Bernie, if you're going to go short and across the ground today.
Well, that's what we were talking about earlier, Bruce, the skill level of Collingwood. Really, the kick was on. Had the kick from Michael Christian been okay. It was a good lead by Starcevic. He honoured it. But really, with the lack of skills in the side, they maybe should be going long and direct.
Well, Christian kicked the ball from 50 metres, and that's where the ball is now, and on a very poor angle. Here's Shaw. Francis has had some kicks today, but that one only as far as Madden.
Well, this is going to be a good, tight, hard slog, this game. Conditions difficult. Madden to centre wing, good mark to Kelly, and he was held as well. Good mark against Cransburg, too much strength. Michael Christian playing pretty well too, a late inclusion to Russell. Scott Russell to the full forward line. Over the back was Richardson tapping it on to Manson. In fact, unusual James Manson doing the roving. He gets it on to Lehman. Lehman from the boundary line hooks it back, a great attempt. But it has been forced through by the Essendon defenders for a behind. Collingwood have picked up their game in the past 5 minutes. There's Kevin Sheedy on screen. 2-3, plays 1-2, so the margin 7 points as Mark Thompson makes position at half-back, calling for the ball from Danaher.
Famous football family, this one. Thumping kick by Danaher. McGuan underneath it, the Collingwood goal scorer in the centre square. Lead to centre half forward, and Starcevic fell into the hole and took the mark. I'm not sure if he was the one that was directed towards. Manson was also making ground. Now Starcevic from 45 metres with a drop punt, and he's kicked that brilliantly for a goal. 2-3 to 2-2.
Yes, and we've really got a contest on our hands here by the looks of things, Bruce, too. Collingwood have certainly lifted in the last 10 minutes or so. They're doing well around the centre of the ground. They've had most of the play on the forward line. And Starcevic, second on the goal-kicking list for Collingwood this season. That's his 15th goal for the year. Dacos, the leading Collingwood goal kicker, with 26, of course, out of the side.
The Magpies back with a vengeance. Essendon by one behind. Madden doing well as centre bounces. There's Elenisa. Now it's Watson off the ground. Hit the umpire. Mullane trying to pick it up. Trapped by Anderson. Anderson, oh, wild hand pass. O'Donnell should try and soccer it. Now he lies on top of it, then he taps it out, but he caught one in the back in the meantime. It's a free kick to Gary O'Donnell. He elects to hand pass to Anderson. Anderson back to the half-forward line, playing, wrestling. Free kick to play. Oh no, it's gone the other way. But I think it would have been a better off to call that play on. Kerrison, because they were both pushing and shoving. Kerrison to centre wing, Manson up in front, punch to ground. Manson worked very, very hard, but gives it straight to Anderson. On it goes to Madden. Simon Madden to half forward. McMullen races to the ball and marks at centre half forward. There's a loose man and he's found him. Paul Salmon has marked 45 metres from goal, directly in front.
And good play by Essendon. They're moving the ball quickly, looking for options, not blazing away. McMullen very quick to spot Salmon there by himself, just slipping into the spot.
The distance, a big down. He'll kick right on 50. A very high kick. It's floating it a little bit to the left, I feel, or did it sneak in? No, it's a behind. Not a bad kick, that. 2-4 to 2-2. The Bombers by 2 points.
Consistent kick, isn't he? You just know his distance, Salmon. That's about the max. McEwen. Christian, his target. Has he kicked it well enough? It looks like it's a perfect kick. And Christian can run on now. Away from Matt. Tries a funny little one to Mullane. He played that very cleverly. He knew that Anderson had the momentum and he had to wait, hold his ground, and then he kicks it out of bounds on the full. He was unlucky there, the raging bull. He really was.
Bruce, you really cannot finesse too much in these conditions, as Michael Christian did with the little kick around the corner. It's a day where you really must go long and direct and just keep forcing the ball ahead.
Watson's torpedo punt. Well, Christian almost, but Madden did brilliantly well to knock it on. Lehman to the space, O'Donnell, Morwood. Krasiska coming in from the side. Spawn with him. So Wayne continues to tumble down. Spawn and Krasiska. Hills. Lehman. Collingwood players getting tangled up there, Morwood and Lehman. And not much happening, so it'll be the umpires.
And I think that's good. Isn't that great? They're not just plucking a free kick there for holding the ball under these conditions. Big thump away. Here's Gavin Krasiska from centre wing to the half-forward line. Fox trying to soccer it off the ground. He did so. Now he was held. So it'll be a free kick against James Manson. And he's got that rugged look. He hasn't had a shave during the week by the looks of it, James. The kick to centre wing. Kieran Spawn, former South Aussie. Been in good form too, Spawn. McMullen to the half-forward line. Buick will fly. Oh, what a mark by Darren Buick.
What a ripper, wasn't it, Pete?
Oh, great mark by the little rover. Now he brings it to the pocket. Salmon had 2 to beat. Lonnie McEwen goes back with a hand pass and finds Kerrison. Kerrison to Tony Shaw.
Great mark by Buick. Kelly unlucky not to get a free kick a minute ago. Shaw's kick good to McGuan. Manson, Fox at the back. Both go to ground. Well played, Fox to Anderson. He's beating Mullane early, and a good kick by Anderson to Madden. He's got Salmon one out in the goal square. There's Fox and Manson off the ball. Now the Salmon lead. McEwen. Buick keeps it in play. McEwen goes to ground. Did all right, Ronnie, in the end. McGuan. Again, the finesse. Anderson unable to hold it. You can see how hard it is out there, Bernie, to take the ball cleanly in these conditions.
This is probably the wettest you'll see the park out here, Bruce, last week after a lot of rain. Let's have a look at that mark again from Buick. He jumped early, got the ride on Tony Shaw, and did the wise thing, took the mark on his chest.
Now Christian, might see that one on Sports World again tomorrow. Here's Russell.
Well, he's doing well, Michael Christian. This is Kelly receiving from Russell. Oh, bad kick. Oh, the mark's dropped down there by Cransburg. 2 players are slipping over. Graham Wright, a clever hand pass. Troy Lehman, good tackle by Hills. Here's Krasiska trying to tap it on. Hills dives on top of that. Could be holding the ball. Now, he really made no attempt that time to get rid of it.
Yes, Peter, it's a difficult one. It's the interpretation of the umpire, of course, at the time, but Krasiska really held it in as well.
2 points the Bombers lead by. Cransburg doing the ruck work. Francis. An indifferent season, but he's a very good player. McGuan starting to run back into form. Mickey McGuan. The short one to Starcevic, a difficult one to mark. This is players made the difference up forward. Morwood gets in a hand pass. Mullane. Russell to the half-forward line. Oh, brilliant mark by Starcevic. What a difficult mark that was.
Yes, a real fingertip mark. Any mark in these conditions is a good mark, but a real slips catch there by Starcevic. Fingertips all the way through.
Craig Starcevic has already kicked a goal, a beautiful long goal in this quarter. Chance to put the Magpies in front by 4 points. He kicks from 49 metres, a good-looking drop punt, but just drifts away to the right. Won't quite make the distance now. Was that a push in the back? Umpire said no. And the Bombers take it around the boundary line, and Lehman sees it over the line.
Inside the last 30 seconds in an entertaining opening term. Bombers away to a good start. Collingwood pegging them back, and a 2-point margin. Manson wins the tap. Michael Long couldn't get away with it. Francis inside the last 10 seconds now. Collingwood probably out of time. Lehman's quick kick chopped off by Watson, and the siren looks like it's going to beat the Woods here. It does, and it's going to be tough work today. Quarter time, the Bombers by 2. 2-4 to 2-2.
His way.
2-4, 2-2. Start of the second term. Manson went very early. Kick by McGuan to half forward. Williams round his body. Richardson goes to ground. This is Mark Richardson. Alan Richardson on the interchange bench with Monkhorst. Mark Thompson. Tony Shaw about 70 metres out. Starcevic gives him a lead. Shaw goes towards the goal square. getting his hands on a Danaher. Izard, a little one. Now Fox able to clear it away towards the boundary line. Here's Anderson and Mullane, who Gerard Healy talked about a moment ago, and have thrown in front of the little scoreboard. Mullane on left, Anderson on right.
That'll be a great clash, Bruce, and two of the best wingmen in the game. Anderson with skill, and Mullane with skill well, and a very aggressive player as well. Punch away by Krasiska was good play. Socket off the ground, Anthony Danaher. Here's McGuan to Krasiska. Slippery ball, very difficult to grab. That's Anderson, a quick kick to half back. Punch down by Long. Izard. Ball goes straight to McGuan. McGuan trying to, good play, Mick McGuan from 50 metres. Brings it up in front of goal. 2-on-1, 2 Essendon, 1 Collingwood. And coming to do the roving was Manson. Good play, Manson. Puts his boot to it, but it was smothered. Here's Lehman, round the corner, and a mark coming up here. Williams, an open goal. Goal to the Magpies. So the Collingwood army are thrilled as the Magpies hit the front. 3-2 to 2-4.
Quite amazingly, Pete, not one Essendon player went back in the square there to cover that. As we watch this in replay, James Manson doing well for a big fellow to get down and pick the ball up. And as we see here, Lehman having the snap, and all the Essendon players coming out of the square. And Williams, the only player back there, the offensive player, kicking the goal.
So the Maggies in front by 4 points after Essendon kicked the first 2 goals of the match. Collingwood with the next 3. And there won't be a lot of them today. Madden wins the tap. Shaw doing a good job on Buick. Here's Anderson and Mullane. Well played, Mullane. Sweated off and then pushed off towards half forward. Missed by Spawn. Off the ground by Fox. Missed again by O'Donnell. It's going to be very difficult. Buick avoided the Shaw onslaught. Anderson. O'Donnell. Good kick in the conditions to McMullen at half-back. Goes inside and finds Thompson.
Gee, they're handballing a lot, Essendon. Fox. That's a good one, though, to Hills. Back it comes. Fox bumped off the ball. That was great play there by young Hills. Hills, the long kick. Out comes Salmon. Can he get there? Valiant attempt. Couldn't quite get there. Allows his opponent, Ronnie McEwen, to slip in with a hand pass. Russell. That was a bad hand pass too. Slippery ball, as we said. Buick hooks it back towards the half-forward line. He's found Cransberg. Danger here coming up for the Magpies. Loose man is McMullen. But he's still out on centre wing now. He wants to hand pass too. He's found Anderson. I think they'd be better off Essendon getting it and kicking it 50. That's Morwood to the centre of the ground in the glue patch, punched on by Hills. That was Fox, socket away by Morwood, who's been very impressive. Up to half forward, Richardson. Well done. The Magpies charge in after it. Paul Williams, 50 metres out, set sail for home, the youngster. Long kick, marked right on the line by Morris.
Just get the feeling, Bernie, Collingwood having a good patch, aren't they?
Yes, they're looking good, Bruce. And Essendon fiddling around a little bit in the middle of the ground there with unnecessary handball, and these conditions. It's just not a day for finessing with handball. They must go long, as Collingwood did. Got a couple of quick kicks and it was down in the goal square.
Morris, Manson comfortably. Well, could Collingwood take advantage in the next 5 minutes and put a couple more goals on the board? In the overview of this match, it could be an important period here. Manson, good kick by James, right to the square. Starcevich, Richardson.
Now, that is a great mark, Bruce, in these conditions. A big pack of players had congregated in the full forward area. And let's have a look at this in replay again. Starcevich, one of the Collingwood players. Danaher stayed down. Richardson had the fly. And a very good grab in these conditions.
He's kicked 8 goals in his 3 games to date. The 18-year-old drop punt. Bad miss. Easy to be critical today, but from 15 metres out, you write them down normally, don't you?
Yes, it's not easy on conditions like that to get your footing in a slippery ball. Son of a great Collingwood player, one of the best players I ever played with, Wayne Richardson. Magnificent rover for Collingwood. Now his son, a lot taller than Wayne. He would be about 6'4". And Wayne, of course, was a rover.
In fact, he's 198, Pete, which is 6'6" in the old scarf.
Gee, that's amazing. Well, there's a good mark to Kelly. The Magpies looking good. Mickey McGuan from 50 metres straightens up. Bang! It's another one on the board to Collingwood. 2 goals to McGuan. Collingwood looking good. 4-3 to 2-4.
Well, this is like the Collingwood of old, of last year, when they really looked as if they wanted to win the premiership. They were playing with a lot of dedication, a lot of desperation. The hunger was there. It certainly looks as if it's here today with this Collingwood side. Mickey McGuan, the leading goal kicker last week. He's kicked 2 already this week and providing plenty of drive for Collingwood into the forward line.
(27-16). Collingwood 4-3-2-4. Manson goes early. Izard off the ground. McGuan playing very well. Francis. Williams and Thompson. Williams winning that duel. Richardson gives him a lead. Francis outside of him. Williams goes towards centre half forward. O'Donnell underneath it. And that's a fine mark. A terrific mark in the conditions to McMullen. He made a name for himself at Collingwood a number of years ago in one of those finals matches. Russell dropped what you'd consider to be an easy mark, but not today. To McGuan, who's absolutely starring and goes for goal with a boomer. Good mark getting back Danaher because it had the pace and the power to get there for McGuan. To centre wing, Hills. Keeps it in play, Lehman, Krasiska, Spawn. Important ball to be won here. Gafer. Williams again. And can he use it? Drop punt. Nice looking kick. Starcevic the target. Richardson, all 6'6" of him. Steadies, he's got a lot of time and kicks it very well. Oh, woo! It's almost a chance, wasn't it?
Was that swinging back, wasn't it? That's like a boomerang.
Real banana kick there from Richardson. He's kicked 2 behinds. I think Kevin Sheedy'd be a bit worried at the moment.
Well, we saw Bradley playing on interchange. Interesting move. They only trailed by 2 goals, but Collingwood looking much the better side at the moment. Very, very determined. Good mark to Madden with the wet ball. Really has been a magnificent player for a long time. Now there's the kick to centre wing. Spawn. Should mark, he does. Now even he was looking for the hand pass. That's better. Long kick to the half forward line. Salmon did it well. Now he's got no one to kick it to. So he kicks it long towards goal. Wanganeen running back with a flight.
Oh, did he get a
brilliant
kick?
Mark.
Gee, that was a fantastic mark. I think he may have copped a kick there. As you can see the mud over his eye from Gavin Wanganeen. There could be a 50-metre penalty. And I think it's against Darren Mullane. The umpire saw that was unnecessary. Rowan Saw's the umpire, very experienced. He's umpired in 23 finals, this umpire, nearly 300 games.
And the 2 captains, Tony Shaw and Tim Watson, having a bit of a push and shove, but that was a great mark of Wanganeen. Good play by Salmon. Now he won't miss from here. Directly in front, he can just tap it through. It's a goal to the Bombers. They trail by 6 points. So 4-4 plays 3-4, and it's on. There's a lot of feeling between these 2.
Well, you'd expect that too-peat from last year's grand final when the big boil up at quarter time, of course. And I think the feelings have sort of carried over. I haven't met early in the season, halfway through the season before they've met. There's a player who kicked the goal. Let's have a look at this mark. Wanganeen doing very well to get back there, and I don't know whether Mullane meant it or not.
Gavin Wanganeen, youngest player out there, 17 years of age with his goal. And quite some feeling here. Gee, Madden, very strong on Russell. Lehman, the advantage paid. Not a good kick because Fox should take it, misses it. Danaher off the ground, doesn't go very far. Morwood, Krasiska, round his body. And it'll be a ball in. So tempers a little out of control for a moment, Lee Matthews. He must be desperate for a win. You just get the feeling that one win for Collingwood, and it could all change around for them. It's been a long time in coming. And this is the last stand today. There's no tomorrow as far as 1991's concerned. Richardson, O'Donnell, Krasiska, and again a ball in. Goals hard to get. Kevin Sheedy, who's been at Essendon for 11 years now, since 81 with those 2 premierships in the middle 80s. Manson, throw against him, good decision. And it'll go back to the champion of Essendon, the man who's been the dominant personality in the club for the last decade, Watson.
Yeah, started when he was 15 years of age, Timmy. He's been a magnificent player. Now there's Wanganeen, has it punched away. Should be kicking long, Essendon. Gaper, socket off the ground by Fox. Now he's doing the shepherding, goes in to help. Anderson, Wanganeen, very, very highly skilled player. Christian's been a good player, had a good first term. Now he wants to handball too. Now he elects to kick. To the half-forward line it goes. Essendon players diving in after it. Oh, good play by Collingwood. Here's a chance. Paul Williams from 45 metres. Hooks it back. Starcevic running back with the flight. He's going to be paid a free kick. Craig Starcevic, free kick. And he's trying to sneak round in front of goal. The umpire will be awake up to that, Craig.
Yes, there's no way I'll get away with that.
Look where he's going. The eternal optimist. And against Paul Morris, that free kick.
Interesting, Starcevic wearing 2 jumpers, Pete. A long sleeve underneath the short sleeve. So that's how cool it is out here at the park.
But he's kicked 1. And although this looks very, very easy, it is not. Craig Starcevic shouldn't miss that from there. Kicks, and the goal umpire says it's a goal. 2 goals to Starcevic. 3-4 plays 5-4.
Yes, well, Collingwood still doing well. Young Williams kicking the ball long into the forward line. That's the way to play it on a day like this. Get the ball down there quick and give the runners a chance to get back and do their tidying up. Let's have a look at this freak. Here's the free kick again. Oh, gee, there was nothing in that either. A very lucky free kick there to Starcevic. A slight touch and he fell over, but you don't agree, Pete?
Morris and Starcevic. Starcevic with his 2 goals. Morris pretty disappointed with the decision there. Collingwood lead by 2. Manson and Madden go in at one another. Russell tried to kick it off the ground. Manson, who's done a good job. Here's Anderson on his wrong side to half forward. Salmon a long way up from goal. McEwen with him. McEwen looking towards Shaw. Good handball, McEwen. Shaw keeps it in play to Mullane, who has to go against the run of play. Then kick it not very far to his opponent in Greg Anderson.
Doing well, Anderson.
He did well to take that mark, Pete, running back with the float of the ball. Kept his eyes on it all the way through.
He's had 8 kicks and Mullane's had 3. Make that 9 kicks for Anderson. That's a long one to Cransburg. Free kick.
Well, this is a similar one to the one up the other end of the ground, Bruce. And Rowan Saws, the umpire, paying that decision, indicating it was a holding decision. We can see his... Oh, yes, yeah. No doubt. He was interfered with over the shoulder, around the waist, and he certainly had hold of him.
Well, he's a pretty deadly kick, Cransburg. Back in from here for sure, from 15 or 20 metres, and he doesn't let his supporters down. Goal for goal now, 5-4 to 4-4.
Yes, if that free kick to Starcevic was paid, that certainly was a free kick to Cransburg up the other end of the ground. As we see this, Philandia on the ground. A quick kick off the pack, good roving there by Philandia. Cransburg doing the right thing, got himself in front. The hand went over the shoulder. There it is, over the shoulder. They're holding on in the first instance, then the right hand on top of Cransburg's shoulder as well. So good decision there by Rowan Saws.
Yes, great camera work allowed us to have a look at that decision from a couple of angles, and it was really worth seeing how right the umpire was. 6 points the margin. We're seeing a terrific game of football here. Tony Francis to the half-forward line. Fox traps it, then taps it on. That was good play to O'Donnell. That was almost a throw. In fact, it was a throw. And it will be a free kick to Gavin Francisco, or will it be going to his teammate down there in Mark Richardson? It's going to Richardson. Now, he will have to kick from 50. 18 years of age. Let's see if he can make the distance. No, he can't with the wet ball. To the pocket it goes. Morwood wrestled and couldn't quite take the mark. It'll be a throw-in deep in that forward pocket. Just feel that Shane Morwood has livened up that forward line a bit. Skillful player. Now, Manson to do the ruck work. Cransburg. Backhanded flick. For Siska. off the side of the boot, and a good mark taken in defence by Morris.
Looking for some options. Grandstand side, Madden his target. Manson, a good effort in the front spot. Lehman, good looking kick off the boot. Starcevic and Morris, and behind the Collingwood, they lead by 7 points. 5-5, 4-4. Troy Lehman, whose centering kick earlier today, as Dacos looks on, was marked by Williams, and he goal. Now Danaher goes short to Anderson, danger. Starcevic got back there. Now Morwood squeezes the left foot. Danaher, you'll see this safely over the line. Done that a few times in his career, hasn't he?
And disguises it well. Every intention of taking that ball to the line, but an experienced player can do it without making it look blatant. Fox versus Manson. Manson gets it down. Izzard dragged off the ball by Francis, and the umpire said, I actually thought
he had the ball, didn't he?
Yeah, it should have been a play-on decision. But Izzard's got the kick. He was playing the ball along in front of him. There's Kelly and Christian. Oh, well done by Mark Thompson. To the centre of the ground, thumped away from Wanganeen. Wanganeen in after it again. He works hard. Oh, taken away Mark Thompson. He's a tough player. Now it's little Williams. Paul Williams, Tasmanian, playing very, very well. Mullane on the left foot. To the half-forward line. Krasiska takes front position. Over the back of Spawn. Taps it to the line. And it will be a throw-in at half-forward for Collingwood.
Spawn, who was heavily involved in that quarter-time incident last year in the grand final. 35-28. Manson's tap. Buick being quiet. Shaw's done the stopping job there. Gayford, the hip and shoulder on him by Thompson. Well played, Collingwood. McGuan got it up. They got it to half-forward again. It's a real slog, isn't it? Williams over the top of it with Morris. And Izzard by the look of it. Manson appealing for a free kick. Izzard gives it up. Collingwood 40 metres away from goal.
Oh.
Some strength there. Free kick to Fox against Manson.
Oh, he copped it right across the neck, James. Don't argue with that one, because it was a definite free kick.
And it's not going to help anyway, Pete, is it? The umpire's not going to change his mind.
Fox's kick. Starcevic, Hills, Morris. Slow motion, wasn't it? O'Donnell. Pretty good kick by O'Donnell at the end.
Why wouldn't it, Bernie? It almost looks as though these days players are programmed to just handball every time they get it. Murray should have run off and kicked that 50.
Well, this handball had to be spot on also, didn't it, Pete? You know, it was a dangerous position to be in. It was probably a 10-metre hand pass with a wet ball. It was just not percentage football.
The ball eventually from that ruck throw-in is forced over the line out of bounds as young Paul Hills, come up from the under-19s this year, is not a bad effort. Very promising young player. It's on centre wing. 7 points the margin. The Magpies lead. That's Izzard to the half-forward line to Philandia, who went for it one-handed. Oh, strong play by Kelly. That was good defensive play. To the half-forward line, Manson, almost a good mark by big James Manson. Hills. Pushing the back, the umpire has deliberated, and it'll be a free kick to Paul Hills. It's half back.
Sweeps a handball to Long. He's been quiet in this term. Doesn't get much distance. Russell, in fact, might have chopped off Graham right there. Philandia to half forward. Salmon getting away as McEwen went to ground. Salmon had an airy, and McEwen, some strength there. McEwen did well. Gives Francis an opportunity. The chip kick by Francis is awful. Now Anderson. Thompson. Nice give to Philandia running past. Back to centre half forward to McMullen. Gets around Gayfer. And from 30 metres out kicks a goal. 5-5-5-4. First goal to McMullen. And we'll hate to put it on the play, but the Tony Francis kick was terrible. Getting up the footy like that. Yeah,
we're talking about the finessing again, Bruce, and that's what they're trying to do. The short kick, just not a percentage kick. They just have to be spot on, and with a greasy, slippery ball, it's not easy to spot the ball there. McMullen, probably the success story of the year for Essendon, the way he's come good. Former Collingwood player, picked up by Kevin Sheedy in the draft.
The Magpies by a point. This will be a free kick to Madden against Tony Shaw, no doubt about that one.
Madden was arguing with the umpire. He thought it was going the other way.
He did too. The umpire didn't give a decisive signal, but it was certainly Madden's kick to the half-forward line. Salmon and McEwen. Mark to Salmon. I think it was a free kick to McEwen, yes.
Yes, good decision. He grabbed Ronnie McEwen before the ball got there. And that nearly 50 metres. Here it is, round the neck.
Yes, good umpiring. And good play by McEwen that time to get in front. Now Gaper, I think he'll get beaten for this one by McMullen with the pace. McMullen taps it round the boundary. He'll go and get it again. Very skillful play by McMullen. Here's Buick. The Bombers now starting to look better to Watson, who marks on centre wing. Ooh, he shoved Krasiska in the face. It can sometimes be reversed. Watson receives it back from Izard. Watson to the full forward line. Oh, who's Mark? It's going Collingwood's way to Kelly.
Having a good game today, Kelly. He's kicked to the space. Manson and Hills. Hills didn't go to ground first. Oh, the Watson handball, brilliant. To Long, into the pocket. Thompson playing up forward. Still in play. Russell getting there to block it off. And the ball in, a couple of players getting ready to come on. Alan Richardson and Michael Werner.
Gee, that was almost 50-50, that wasn't it, Bruce? I think even Salmon got the first touch to that one.
Certainly wasn't Kelly's mark, was it?
No, I reckon Salmon had first touch.
Oh, gee, that's a free kick against Watson. Some heavy work there.
No free.
He certainly threw his arms around there. And no free kick paid.
He's looking for the kick, James.
I can't believe it. Oh, gee. He ought to scream about this one, James Manson. Look at this.
Gee, I think Watson had conceded that he'd made a big faux pas. Spawns handball to Fox. Fox from centre wing. McEwen on the ground. Werner just on the ground. Here's Graham Wright. And under pressure. Well, that was one time he should have handballed. He had Tony Shaw 3 metres away.
It's only his third game for the year, Graham Wright, and Collingwood have certainly missed him.
Madden to take the kick, and you just sense Essendon getting on top again now. Collingwood had all the play in the first half of this quarter, but the Bombers have really picked up in the last 6 or 7 minutes. Simon Madden. Anyway, it's a great game of football. Madden up in front of goal. The high flyers are there. The ball hits the deck. Here's danger. Wanganeen in after. Socket off the ground. Oh, what a brilliant kick, Gavin Wanganeen. He's hurt, but what a miraculous goal. The Bombers hit the front 6-4 to 5-5, but he's in trouble.
He could be winded, I think, from that front on tackle there, Gavin Wanganeen. Let's have a look at this again. A long kick into the square by Simon Madden. No chance of taking the mark. It just slips in front of him. And amazing reflex goal there by Gavin Wanganeen. There's the kick. And it looks like he could have been winded.
Back in the centre, 40 to 35. The Bombers in front. Buick. Harrison tried to kick it off the ground. Watson. Tap forward. Now Shaw off the ground. But Collingwood giving up a lot of possessions in the last 5 minutes. Anderson to half forward. Thompson, who's gone to the forward line. Christian under extreme pressure. Scotty Russell with a chance to steady it and touch it on the ground once. And then run 15 metres and kick it 40. Outnumbered Manson. Free kick against Fox.
Oh, I couldn't see that one either, Bruce.
Play on it, play. Morwood versus O'Donnell. Danaher from the side. O'Donnell, Morwood, oh, good pick up. And what a good goal that was. That was brilliant. Sensational goal. Collingwood in front, 6-5, 6-4.
Yeah, that was terrific, wasn't it, Bruce? The way Morwood showed a little bit of flair on the forward line, something that's been missing out of the Collingwood side. O'Donnell, he looked as if he was going for the boundary line. He was far too far away from the boundary line to be playing defensively. Morwood didn't worry about that, picked it up, and look at this clever little kick, just drifting it past the Essendon defender. A magnificent goal by Shane Morwood.
Collingwood by a point. Mick Gaper's off the ground. Paul Salmon's off the ground. McMullen has made a difference this side, being moved further afield. There's Tony Shaw to centre wing. This will favour Michael Long. Looks as though he's playing on the back line at the moment. The chip pass to Kransberg, and he's still in play. That's out in the full. Well, it came off the boot of the Collingwood players.
Yeah, forced by Cransberg. He tried to tap it back, tapped it right onto the boot of Scotty Russell.
5.5 minutes of play left, second term. Mark the Kerrison at half-back with Collingwood leading by a point in a good, tough, hard slog. Great game to watch.
Kerrison to centre wing. Here's McMullen. Buick to centre half forward. Oh, good mark, Manson. Werner coming in late. Gives it to Kerrison. What's his option here? It's got to be accurate. Mullane's going to have to take it. He does. Now McGuan works for him, and he should kick it to him now. Does. McGuan with a chance. It sits up. He was a star early in the second quarter. Looks around. Brings it back towards centre half forward. Kicks it very poorly. Right to Fox, who was also going to give away a handball. Now Anderson. Wanganeen, who's been superb.
Yeah, he's played a very good game, the young bloke. Only 17, as we said earlier. But what skills he's got, Pete.
Oh, he's going to be a superstar.
It's his 11th kick, and he's kicked 2 goals, and he finds Madden. Too far out. Short again for Cransberg. Kelly at the back. McEwen. Lehman. Now Kelly. The handball okay to Kerrison. Again, the handball accurate to McEwen. And the long kick only as far as Izzard, who can now attack. Kicks it towards Thompson. Mullane got in the road, and now Wright.
Yes, wrong option that. Wrong option by the Bombers. Too many Collingwood players there as Graham Wright to the half-back line. He's found Krasiska. Gavin Krasiska looking for someone further afield. Now, outer side of the ground. Christian's in front. Fox at the back. A little bit of a nudge. Now, Fox waited for it, and eventually it is forced over the line. 6-5 plays 6-4.
It's like Michael Long's also playing in defence. He's picking up young Paul Williams. And I think Graham Wright's playing in defence for Collingwood.
Well, McMullen has certainly livened up that Essendon side. There he is again in the pack. Kicked away by his teammate Alan Izzard, and over the line it goes, halfway between centre wing and half forward for Collingwood. They lead by 1 point.
Gayfer and Moncourse. Gayfer has been in the thick of it. Moncourse yet to get a run. And Manson has done a really good job today. No free kick there to McGuan. Missed by Michael Long. Now Greg Anderson. Kicks it into the... Oh, Wanganeen! Free kick against him, yes.
Funny thing, if he marked it, Bernie, they probably wouldn't have paid the free.
Yeah, it would have been allowed, wouldn't it, Pete?
Scott Russell short to Tony Shaw. Tim Watson comes in and stands the mark. A couple of options. Borwood wants it short. Shaw kicks it towards Christian and Richardson. Goes past both of them. Starcevic, good skills. Well played, Starcevic. Long kick towards an open goal square. Good looking kick, bounces through. 7-5, 6-4. A big goal just before half time.
Yes, that's actually Starcevic's third goal, but what about the gather with a wet ball by Starcevic? I was saying they weren't a very skillful side, but that was a great take by Starcevic. He took it in the one grab. Look at this again as he gathers this ball very cleverly, one-handed. He spun around in a great kick from 50 metres.
The Magpies by 7 points. Socket off the ground, Tony Shaw. Can the Collingwood get another one before half-time? A struggle in the centre as the rain tumbles down here at Waverley. Difficult conditions. Good, tight, hard contest. Very evenly matched teams. Manson beat Madden for that one. Long versus Williams. Here's Izzard. Brought to the ground. Gets in a hand pass. Players tumble in on top of the ball. And it will be a bounce almost at half forward for Collingwood.
Remember that Sunday match, I was going to say, Peter, that Essendon won by a kick with wet conditions out here, that big game. Reminds you a bit of that with a low-scoring, tight match. Francis, Watson, Shaw, Buick. The give was good to McMullen. The Bombers would love to get that goal back before half-time. Kelly misses it, then concedes ground dangerously, really, right off the ground to the safety of the line and finds it.
It's right playing in the back pocket now, Bruce, on Bomber Thompson.
So just over a minute remaining here. Collingwood lead by 7 points. Now, that's not much of a margin normally, but in the context of this contest, it's handy. Francis to centre wing. And again, a throw in. He's lifted today, Francis, with 12 kicks. One of the small men of the game in height, but certainly had a terrific season in 1990. Here's Hills, who's very impressive. Collingwood swarming on Essendon here, not giving them any chance.
And gee, the umpire's definitely going easy on holding the ball, and I think it's a better game since they've done that.
We've relaxed that for sure, haven't they, Pete? And not before time.
Kevin Sheedy down from the grandstand to watch just before half-time. He'd understand the situation. There's Anderson with a little chip one to Watson, but with the 10 seconds remaining, they shouldn't be able to conjure something up here. Now Anderson towards Werner. McEwen went. Buick and Cransburg. Now Buick. Can they get a goal here? Essendon. Buick's kick is a beauty. And the siren goes. It rolls across the front. What a good half of football it's been. Collingwood by 7 points at half-time. Sheedy would understand that Collingwood is here today and in with a chance. And Peter McKenna, it was terrific footy, 47-40, and that man Starcevich with 3 goals has been important.
Yes, he's been very good, and we have the reigning premier, Collingwood, battling to get a win after 6 consecutive losses against Essendon, who have something to prove after their dismal performance in the grand final. It's a real hard slog, a great game, slippery conditions, and we're in for a great contest in the second half.
Lead Essendon 6-4 at half-time.
Line, Bruce could be playing centre-half forward.
Start of the second half, Collingwood by 7 points against Essendon. The second team and the 12th team on the ladder, but you wouldn't reckon on that after a terrific first half. Michael Longer half forward. Plain missed it. Hills and Werner on the interchange for Essendon. Graham Wright's kick back to the centre. Coming in late, Mullane gives away a free kick to Madden. He's always out of position there, couldn't quite get there.
He made him earn it though, Bruce. Good pressure there by Darren Mullane. It was worth the effort.
Madden to centre half forward. Salmon back on the ground at the back. McEwen weighted down. Wanganeen. Kelly's over the top. Buick couldn't quite get it away. Wright's handball good to Shaw. Now playing in short sleeves after wearing the long ones in the first half. Gafer, who's been given a stopping role on Anderson. Francis, who's having one of his better matches for the season. McMullen and Richardson. This is Alan Richardson. McMullen took it well. Richardson's tackle was terrific, and he'll be rewarded. Don't agree, Peter?
Oh, it is just too tough. The guy dived on. Oh, well, I won't say any more about it. Towards half forward, he had no chance of getting rid of the ball. That player
had to be play on that. Touch by Essendon first.
Mullane always bowled after he kicked it to the half forward line. Gary O'Donnell. Hand pass off to Mark Thompson. Thompson to the centre of the ground. Madden should mark here. Oh, he can't. Free kick to Madden, round the neck. And he's playing a great game, Simon Madden. First goal after half-time, very, very important.
So it's a free kick against Kerrison. Obvious free kick, just grabbed too high.
Ball at half-forward, Salmon against McEwen. They're not getting enough support down for Salmon when the ball hits the deck. Collingwood mopping up easily. Graham Wright. The centre wing. McGuan's been a good player. Bradley Plain, cleverly done, trying to get in a hand pass. Straight to Lehman. Lehman to the boundary line. Was that deliberate? It was a throw, in fact.
No, did he pay a throw, Pete, or did he pay deliberate?
Well, the umpire signalled that he scooped it up, so I would suggest it's a throw, Bernie. There's Philandia. I think it could have been either, actually. Peter Philandia. Centre wing. Brings it in towards the half-forward line. Madden is there. Now it's Salmon trying to get his boot to it. Izard bolsters round the pack and hooks it back, but it was smothered. Tony Shaw. Little kick to Lehman. The hand pass is smothered. Playing in on top of him. Now it's Wanganeen, but the umpire still calling play on as it's kicked by Graham Wright to the centre of the ground.
Cransburg thumps it forward. Francis to Shaw to Krasiska. Precision here by Collingwood. Mullane. That brought back a memory of 1990, some of that play. Now Mullane stops and props and kicks it very, very poorly.
Yeah, shocking kick there by Darren Mullane. He was very indecisive. But good play by Collingwood to get the ball. They've been looking for that run out of the back line. They had that, and only the kick from Mullane letting them down.
That was the 1991 version of the team, wasn't it, with the 1990 build-up. There's Long to Watson to Spawn, who can attack. Wanganeen and Kerrison. Kerrison's body work good. Philandia tried to get it to Plain. Plain with a chance. The tackle very good. Graham Wright's had an excellent 5 minutes here. Watson can't quite shrug it off. Gets it as far as Wanganeen. Highly skilled. Collingwood get over the top of him. No free kick. Trying to crash through Anderson. Gaffer. Gee, it's hard. It's tight. It's tough. It's entertaining. It's terrific to watch. Here's Manson missing it. Hip and shoulder by Cransberg. Morwood. Good take. Should attack here. Goes wide. Indirect. Krasiska. He's got to beat Fox here. He does it all right. Mullane's got to be sure here with the hands. Has the chance. Can look and steady and kick the ball to centre half forward to Williams. Nearly a one-hander. Pressure on him. 3 opponents. He's got to scoop it out. Francis couldn't kick a Rovers goal. The pressure was too great in the end from Danaher. Chance now for Lehman. Should go and put Collingwood 2 in front. 8-5, 6-4. They earned it the hard way, the Maggies, and they get a break.
Yes, well, this is more like you said, Bruce, the Collingwood of 1990, the way they've attacked the ball this game today. Last week they showed nothing. They put together a good first quarter, but apart from that, they've just played in patches. Today they've, right from the word go, they've looked a good side. They've had run out of the back line. Graham Wright has played a good game across there, and that's what they've been looking for weeks.
Hard work from the Magpies has created a good little lead for them now. 53-40. They lead by 13 points. There's McMullen being picked up by Alan Richardson. 6-4 to 8-5. Magpies, gee, they look a better side today. There's Scott Russell. Wanganeen has been brilliant. To Long, to the forward line. They need support for Salmon down there, Essendon. McEwen taps it to the line, but how many times has it been kicked down there? Salmon's one out, no little Essendon man.
It's usually the Buick, isn't it? Or
that's Buick's spot. Now there's Moncourse, hasn't had a run yet, and Mark Richardson, so 2 tall players on the bench.
Gee, McEwen was a bit unlucky there. Salmon was all over the top of him in that exchange. Really fortunate not to give away a free kick. Only a point resulting. Important next goal coming up. 2 goals the difference. Izard gets into Kelly's back. Wanganeen inside to Izard, to Buick. He's normally deadly, goes to ground. Philandia, pressure on him, kicks it back. Salmon uses his body. McEwen, well done, Ronnie.
He's played a good game, hasn't he, Ronnie McEwen, on Paul Salmon. Salmon's kicked 1 goal in the first quarter, but he was taken from the ground in the second quarter, trying to get something going on the forward line. They brought Werner on. Still, Ronnie McEwen really has stuck to his task well.
Salmon kicks a goal and it misses to the left. Good effort by Big Salmon. Fighting hard, the Bombers. They only trail by 11 points. And I've just got the feeling this is going to be a very, very close finish, this game. Ronnie McEwen, only 3 kicks and 5 handballs, but they've done pretty well. A good negative game on Salmon. Salmon has kicked the 1. That was a brilliant goal, a one-handed pickup in the wet. Now, towards the half-back line, McEwen went. There's Anderson, who's been brilliant. To the half-forward line, McMullen did it well. Brilliant play, McMullen. Hand pass over the top. Wanganeen to Buick. Buick, an open goal. He stabs. Oh, brilliant play by the Bombers. Goal. So, the margin narrowed to 5 points. 8-5 to 7-6.
And Darren Buick kicking his first goal for the match. A player capable of many brilliant things. McMullen did very well to shrug that tackle. Got away from Tony Shaw and Richardson. And there's a hand pass to the running Buick. A very attacking player. And he certainly hurts the side with his pace and his skill and accuracy around goal.
48 to 53. Essendon back within a kick. Madden winning the centre square. Wanganeen, Kelly. Now Manson with a handball to Morwood. It's in the glue pot. O'Donnell. McMullen, whose strength and creativity set up that last goal, and he did that well again. Unlucky not to get a free kick. Hills his handball to Philandia to Wanganeen. Long kick to the goals and a behind, so 7-7, 8-5. And it was McMullen. You watch the boot come in here.
Oh, that was Kerrison. He copped a very solid bump there from Shane Kerrison.
It was great play, McMullen, wasn't it, Bernie, to trap that ball?
And Kerrison's limping around also, not looking too good.
He's added an extra dimension to his game, McMullen, I reckon, in the last half a dozen weeks, and he's going to come off, I think. Now here's Kerrison to right. Can Collingwood get something out of this?
I think Kerrison's coming off too, Bruce.
Francis, so they both went down for the count, the two involved in that. To half forward, Christian, he's got to keep it in the area. Did well to Williams, to Morwood, brilliant. Kick the goal here, no. Just a little inaccurate there, Morwood.
He'll be a loss, McMullen, because he's been playing very, very well.
Yeah, he's had a terrific game, hasn't he, McMullen?
It's his hand injury by the look of it. It may not be too serious. As Kerrison stayed out there, I think he might have for the time being. It's Danaher about to bring him back in.
Yeah, the trainer's out with him at the moment, just checking, Bruce, but he had an ankle injury, actually hurt his ankle in the reserves, and he was brought back straight into the seniors, so he didn't earn his position just when he was fit. By default, he got back into the seniors.
Well, that was magnificent play. Madden to Anderson, then on to Long. Here's Hills at the back, trying to get in. Oh, great play by the youngster. He gets around onto the right foot. An open goal coming up to Paul Hills, and he has missed. Oh, he should have kicked that one.
Yes, he did all the hard work, didn't he, Pete? And maybe in the end he had too much time to think about it. As you often see players who have a lot of time. He did well to get around the Collingwood defenders, and then you probably would have expected him to kick it, but just missed to the left.
Remembering Collingwood had 8 shots to 4 in the second quarter. Bernie, what's the breeze worth? Essendon kicking to the scoring end. Is it worth a couple of goals?
I wouldn't think it was favouring either end, actually. Bruce, looking at the flags, it seems to be blowing across the ground.
He certainly score both ends, but I think in the reserves the scoring end was slightly to the right of screen that Essendon are kicking to.
Well, the thought before the game was that they had the scoring end early, so it'll be interesting anyway. Within a kick of Collingwood, Lehman, Gaffer, Wright, who's had a very good third quarter. He can go all the way. Anderson tries to run him down. The kick to half forward, Williams and Thompson. They've been together most of the day, except Thompson did go up onto the forward line. Oh, well played, Thompson. The scoop was picked up by Wright and then the smother. And maybe a throw should have been paid against Thompson in the first place.
I would have thought so, Bruce, actually.
What's the story with Ian McMullen, Jared Healy?
Yes, he's got a bad slice on the top of his right thumb and he's bleeding profusely. He's gone up the race with their doctor and it will require stitching.
Will he play again, Jared, here?
Would be doubtful.
OK, thanks for that. Here's Morrish.
Well, he'll be a loss, McMullen. He's been a great player. There's McGuan. Mullane getting the hoots of the Essendon supporters. Here's a chance for a mark for the Magpies. And it's been taken by Tony Francis. Collingwood lead by 4 points. The lead there by Craig Starcevich being ignored because he is within kicking distance, a little rover.
Peter's only kicked 5 goals in 10 matches this year, Francis, which is not a good strike rate for a rover, so important kick here.
He's looking around. No, he's going the long kick. Let's see if he's accurate. There's the drop punt, a good-looking kick. The Magpies by 10 points. Francis has kicked his first. 9-6 to 7-8.
Well, that was a terrific kick for goal from Tony Francis. He's a very hard-working rover. He's up with the leading tacklers in the competition. He's not really a rover. He gets into the forward line all that often, Tony Francis, because he's doing a lot of work around the half-back line, the centre line on the ground. He certainly puts a lot of pressure on the opposition with his tackling and his chasing. And good to see from a rover, but that time getting down the forward line and a very accurate kick.
60 to 50. Manson wins the tap. O'Donnell gets the football away to half forward. Philandia brought to ground. On the up, O'Donnell, snared by Francis, having his best match for 1991. And he's got some mates with him today. Here's Gaffer. Centres it towards Morwood. Clever mark.
That's a terrific mark, Bruce.
I know Peter McKenna's mentioned 3 or 4 times what a difference he's made on the forward line. He's been able to win a lot of hard balls. Danaher misses it. Starcevich. Izard. Quick kick around the body. Watson. Mullane, who's had a few touches up forward in this quarter. Good kick. McGuan, who kicked 2 goals early in the match. Too far out to score. Has Morwood at centre half forward. Goes right across the ground looking for Lehman, and it was a good kick in the end.
Beautiful kick, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it was good thinking there because the forward line was well and truly packed, and good play by Lehman to make position.
He kicked a goal on the run early in this quarter, 50 metres out, testing kick. Drop punt. He's kicked it very well, hasn't he? Touched by Danaher. So Collingwood go to 9-7 to 7-8. Peter McKenna, a goal there would have been a really handy lead at this stage.
Would it ever? And the game's certainly not over yet. 11 points margin, but the way this game has fluctuated, that could be eroded very quickly, that margin. Anthony Danaher to the half-back line looking for Madden. Oh, Madden flicks it over with the left hand. There's the dangerous Mick McGuire. He's been an excellent player. To the half-forward line, Starcevich at the back. Danaher's there also. Morris punches it away to Anderson, who's been brilliant. He's caught. Gets in a hand pass. Darren Mullane. Socket off the ground by O'Donnell. Siska trying to keep it in. He gives a nice hand pass. Mick McGuire bundled off the ball. It's tapped further afield. Here's a chance for Lehman. He loses the ball in the tackle. Morwood from half forward brings it into front of goal. Punched away by Danaher. But he's gone straight to Williams. He can't get his boot the ball. Look at the pressure. Great play by Watson with the pressure on. Don't worry about that. That was terrific play by Watson. Out to Izzard. And the Bombers trying to get it out of defence. Izzard a hand pass. Mark Thompson. The quick kick to centre wing. It's all Collingwood. Tony Shaw on the right foot has put it out of bounds on the full.
Gee, there's some urgency in their play today, isn't there, Pete, the Collingwood side? They've shown patches throughout the season, but they haven't been able to put 4 quarters together.
Well, they're in a great position here, Bernie, and it's going to be fascinating to see now whether they can hang on and go on. Madden's free kick against Kelly.
Been a good player again, hasn't he, Madden?
Oh, he's a marvel. Plays on. Goes long. Salmon is his target. McEwen at the back. Quick kick away. And
I don't know, Bruce, about the big bloke at full forward today, Salmon. Just the conditions, it's not suitable for the high marking players. Maybe a smaller, quicker player on the full forward line could make the difference. As Terry Danaher, he'll be back in the Essendon side next week after suspension.
Here's Watson, straight back in the ones, you reckon, Bernie?
Well, maybe a week in the twos just to get touch.
Here's Long, Michael Long, Salmon the target, at the back, Manson, Philandia, good take, good pressure though by Collingwood. Then McEwen scoops it away, and the Collingwood defence stands up. Well, Kevin Sheedy brought Michael Werner on in the second quarter for about 10 minutes, didn't he?
Yes, and he didn't persist with him, but I think Paul Salmon really hasn't done much on the full forward line. Ronnie McEwen has punched and harassed him very well, and maybe the smaller, quicker player who moves around the forward line could worry McEwen more.
McGuire from half back. Oh, Madden again. He's playing a great quarter, Simon Madden. He's going short. He's found Watson. How often are those two combined over the years? Great players for Essendon. Now the chip pass to O'Donnell. Oh, he's dropped the mark, O'Donnell. Took it very, very easily. Here's Thompson.
It wasn't a good kick, though, Pete, because
Gary O'Donnell. Sorry, Bernie.
Mullane was just sweating on him.
Well, here's Salmon playing in front. A quick kick, and that's the advantage of playing in front when you're playing at full forward.
Yes, a quick kick there from Gary O'Donnell. He recovered well because he missed that mark. The pressure applied by Darren Mullane, as I said. But Salmon, rather fortunate. There's a lot of luck in this game. A quick kick, it could have gone either way, but just Salmon in the right position.
And the help of the trainer's towel to wipe down the ball. That's interesting. You normally have to wipe it on your necks, but well, if he kicks this goal, they will only trail by 5 points. Paul Salmon for his second of the game. Oh, he's hooked it badly. A shocker. And he's missed. So a bad miss, that one. And there's a happy Maggie supporter. And there's an unhappy Essendon player. 7-9 plays 9-7.
Same number of shots, 10 points of difference. Now, what's happening here against Wanganeen, going to Russell?
They're holding free kick.
It always amazes me, those sort of holding decisions. Always go to backman, never go to the offensive side, do they? Have you noticed that,
very
though?
cynical, Peter, about the umpiring.
But it's true, isn't it?
What are you trying to say, Peter?
If it was the other way, would he have paid it to the forward? That's what I'm
I
saying.
thought that was what you were after. Here's Kelly to McGuire. Well, I guess when you looked at it, the handball gave McGuire few options. Maybe he shouldn't have called for it. He was running out of room. Kelly might have been better off to go back and kick it himself. Here's Anderson. towards half forward. Kelly with the chance. Couldn't quite take it. Kranzberg against him. Kelly soccers it. And again, it'll be a throw in with Essendon in attack. They've had more of the play than Collingwood in this quarter. They haven't put it on the scoreboard. Collingwood maintaining the edge. They led by 7 points at half-time. And they've stretched that lead ever so slightly to 10. Salmon and Manson. Shaw ricocheted off him. Buick's normally very good here. Decided the handball, surprisingly. Lehman's kick to half-back. Anderson and Gafer. Mullane. And I reckon the left foot snap by Buick would have been the go.
Yeah, it would have been a tough shot anyway, Bruce, but he saw the opportunity. Had he got the handball okay, as we said earlier, though, it is very greasy and slippery. And you have to be so careful with the handballs today, but he couldn't get it to Tim Watson.
Saw Derek kick it in the crowd. I wonder how long it'll be before he comes back. Anderson again to the half-forward line. Right now, a holding decision going on there. And it's the backman's kick, of course. Graham Wright, he was held. I don't want to be too cynical, but it's amazing. To centre wing. And the mark taken by McGuan. Both sides fighting hard. A good contest, this. Mickey McGuan. Madden sets himself. Oh, look at that mark by Simon Madden. A one-hander.
360th game today, Simon Madden.
Anderson receives. Oh, bad kick, Anderson. Straight to Tony Shaw. And the Magpies have a goal here. The Collingwood, if they could race it down, it'd be invaluable at this stage of the match.
Holds it up for a minute, Shaw. It's his 14th kick coming up. Played a defensive role on Buick. Looks for Krasiska. Oh, splendid mark in front of Spawn.
Gee, they've lifted, Bruce. You can just get that feeling. They've got a sniff today, Collingwood, and I don't think they're going to let it go.
It's the same engine room, Bernie, as last year with McGuan and Shaw and Krasiska and Francis and those players who were getting so many touches. Here's Christian Thompson. Long off the ground. Here's Shaw again. He's turned a defensive role into an attacking role today, Shaw. Waits, then goes directly towards Morwood and Starcevic. Morwood in the front spot.
He's been terrific, Bruce, hasn't he? 3 marks, 11 kicks, 3 handballs.
Done a lot of good work on the forward line. Good mark in the conditions. Fox in late. We'll test him. Danaher it was late now. 50 metres out. Mullane provides a lead. Morwood goes for goal. Doesn't get the distance or the accuracy, but Starcevic reads it beautifully.
Well, in the end, that was far too easy, taking that mark, Craig Starcevic. And Morris, the man on him, allowing him to take that mark without much of a contest there. The Essendon players not really positioning themselves well. Morris just watched him take the mark.
Slow to respond, weren't they? Here's Starcevic for his 4th goal. Well, some bad misses at both ends of the oval.
That could be very, very costly, that miss.
Well, it wouldn't have been all over, but gee, it would have been hard for Essendon. 3 goals behind in these conditions.
Short one is on to Watson. He's marked at half-back, and Craig Starcevic would not be happy with himself for missing that sitter. There's another short one, Anthony Danaher. Oh, he nearly slipped over. And they love handballing Essendon onto O'Donnell. He ran close to the man. That's a nice kick, though, to the half-forward line. Philandia in front, punches it away. Simon Madden has it kicked away by Kelly. Oh, good, desperate play that by Philandia. Kranzberg, Tony Shaw and Madden, socket away by Shaw. Good play to Manson. Manson to centre of the ground. Players pounce on the ball. Mullane lost it. Fox, Watson, dodges and weaves. Watson to the pocket. Kranzberg leads and marks. Peter Kranzberg is 45 metres from goal, 45-degree angle. It would take a good kick.
Yeah, do you think too far, Pete? Maybe with the heavy ball. He will be struggling to kick this. Fair distance.
He is a good kick. That's the one thing in his favour. He is a beautiful kick. Kranzberg out to the left, swinging it back. Will it come back enough? I don't think so. No, one behind. But not a bad kick under these conditions. 7-10 to 9-8, so the margin 10 points.
Kick 1 goal 6 in this quarter, Essendon. To 2-3. 1-6 to 2-3, so they've had 7 shots to 5 and trail by 10 points. McEwen looks for Mullane. Kerrison, left foot, gets it to about 20 metres away. Now Watson, Izard to provide a Shepherd. Watson's kick to centre half forward, looking for Salmon. It was a poor kick. Manson able to run off it. Here's a chance for Collingwood. Williams and Morwood, can they make something out of this? Morwood turns Werner inside out there. He's got an extra player he can use. Left foot to Francis. Oh, really a good take by the little fella, and then panicked a bit because he really had McGuan there if he wanted him. And Werner with one hand, ducks and goes in the end for holding the footy.
Yeah, he's gone, Bruce. You can't mess around with the ball on a day like this. Get it onto the boot quickly. 3 Collingwood players there working hard to make sure they kept the ball into the forward line.
It's a very bad play, Michael Werner. It should have been a quick kick to the forward line. There's the lead. Running back with the flight was Russell. Tapped over the back, but waiting for it was Buick for the Bombers. Now he's got no one to kick it to. Philandia eventually against Graham Wright, who's got the pace. Good use of the body by Peter Philandia, and eventually it's forced over the line. It'll be a throw-in on centre wing with the Magpies leading the Bombers by 10 points.
Salmon having a run on the ball against Alan Richardson. David and Goliath. And he's given a free kick away. Can you believe it?
Reaching over the top, Richardson about half his size.
Well, it was a David and Goliath story. There's Richardson to half forward. Going early, Thompson. Williams did very well. Morwood inside. It was blocked off, but Williams again over the top. Christian with some options. Can he kick the goal? Well, he had Starcevic inside him and he had Lehman running past him. And he missed it altogether, Michael.
I think Lehman was the option, Bruce. A very disappointed player, Lehman. He was running past him. Popped that one over the top. He was right in the square.
Well, if Collingwood get a goal here, it could be significant. Pressure there on the Maggies. Morwood. Francis was the man underneath it first up. Izard's kick to the space. Buick outnumbered. Manson's played very well. Should leave it for Shaw. He does. Shaw takes his time and does it very well to McGuan, who's a very good kick, McGuan. This is too far out. The last time he was in a position like this, he passed it to Lehman. Will he go for goal or will he wait for the last minute and have a shorty?
He wants someone to lead into that space. He's got a space in front of him. I bet you he wants to chip it there.
And there he goes now. Mullane. It just took too long. And Thompson able to relieve.
Mark Thompson, no one there for the Bombers. Tony Shaw read it well but dropped the mark. Now Shaw looking for the short one. He's found him. And it is Tony Francis. Another short one is on, and chipping across was Spawn. Oh, he ran into his teammate in Watson. Spawn gets it back to Thompson. Towards half forward, Kelly did it well, but he punches it straight to Gary O'Donnell. O'Donnell to the half forward line. Philandia, a very, very good mark. Now, danger here because that forward line is wide and it's open. He's going the long bomber. Magnificent kick. 60-metre kick. Cransberg at the back. Now it's Simon Madden off the ground. No backup support for the big man down there, and the ball will roll over the line, and they badly need a little man down around that goal screen.
Well, they had a good opportunity there, Essendon, to score. Philandia, a good long kick into the goal square. McEwen covering Simon Madden very well there.
Madden's hit out was good to O'Donnell. Lehman put the pressure. Kelly. Off the ground and out on the...
Well, there are 2 left footers there to take it, so it's not going to suit the kicker.
O'Donnell from the pocket. There's a minute and 20 seconds remaining in this quarter, and the Bombers trail by 10 points. They will not get many more opportunities, and wouldn't they love to be within a kick at three-quarter time? Psychologically, it'd make a big difference.
He doesn't look all that confident, Bruce, does he?
No, but he improved his angle a few times and then kicks it behind or out on the fall, out on the fall.
You could tell the way he was looking, couldn't you? He was really looking to give that ball off there, Gary O'Donnell.
It was as if he didn't want it at all.
Exactly.
Kicked it like a backman.
So 62 to 52. And Collingwood with its nose in front. Scott Russell, who has been given the job on Wanganeen and has been beaten to half-back. Salmon Izard off the ground. Graham Wright, I think, had a terrific third quarter. He missed Francis there. Buick. Oh, well played, Francis, just to get it forward. Manson with his energy. Anderson's quick kick. Wanganeen sits and waits a bit. Kerrison. Wright. Well played. Squeezes it to Krasiska. A good tackle, though.
Now, what was different with that tackle to the one we commented on near the boundary line earlier? Exactly the same, Bruce.
It was an excellent tackle, unrewarded. It's Krasiska with a footy.
Yeah, it spilt to the ground as he was tackled.
No, but I agree. It should be play on like the other one.
Madden. Free kick. And is it going to... Essendon is going to Philandia here with the siren about to go. And it does. And you'd fancy he's too far out.
Well, there's no chance, Bruce, that he'll kick this. He'll be kicking from almost 60 metres out. He'd have trouble on a dry day. So a very optimistic player, I'd say, Philandia.
Worth a try, though.
Worth a try, of course.
7-10 to 9-8. Well, it's not a bad attempt. He's kicked it to the goal square, so he's kicked it 50 metres. But at three-quarter time, Collingwood lead by 10 points. They're 9-8 and Essendon are 7-10. Start of the final term, and I hate to be over-dramatic, but I have the feeling that the whole season for Collingwood rests on this last 30 minutes. Win, they'll gain some momentum and charge towards the finals. Lose, it's curtains. So they're playing for everything here.
And I tell you what, Bruce, first goal, so important.
62 to 52. If Collingwood get it, it'll give them a 3-goal break. If Essendon get it, it'll give them a tremendous incentive. And wouldn't they like to put Collingwood out of business here? Werner off the ground. Salmon having a run on the ball. So Madden getting a rest. Francis, quick kick away. Williams and Thompson. Thompson's first game back. He's done all right. Anderson's done very well. Kransberg round his body. Hills with Kerrison in pursuit. And Hills unable to keep it in. So boundary throw in centre wing. And Hills up from the under-19s this season, having an impact.
Collingwood by 10 points at the start of this final quarter, and here's big Paul Salmon was linked. Finally gets his boot the ball towards the half-forward line. Philandia in front. He has it punched away. The umpire's found a free kick, a little bit ticky touch with.
Well, he's been good for Philandia. He's livened up that forward line. And Graham Wright also for Collingwood, playing in the back pocket, has been magnificent.
There's the kick towards the forward pocket area. McEwen taps it towards the line and puts it over. Simon Madden having a well-earned rest at the moment, down at full forward, if you call it a rest. But now he's coming to do the ruck work on the forward line. Been a great player today. Salmon doing the ruck work around the centre at the moment. He's tapped it over the back, was good play. Sock it away. Was by Izard. This is the youngster Hills, who probably had time to pick it up. He's sucking it off the ground, and it's forced through from 10 metres by Scott Russell for a behind. So the Bombers move on to 7-11. Collingwood 9-8. And there's a couple of good players. Gavin Brown, Peter Dacos, and Doug Barwick.
Which were the couple? Which were the good ones there?
I was going to ask
you left one out.
Well, I'll change that from a couple to few. A few good players.
A trio.
Are you happy now, Bernie?
Thought he had his eye on Brown and Barwick. Forgotten Dacos for a moment, didn't you? There's a kick.
My apologies to Dacos.
Just a joke. Here's Lehman over the top. Wanganeen. Shaw. Alan Richardson couldn't take it. Fox with a bit of strength. Hills has to sit and wait. Tries to lay it off for Izard. Official attendance 41,948 today. Kransberg round the body. Tony Shaw, who could play a significant role in this last quarter in defence, to centre wing. Kransberg, the skill level high, but the handball not so good to O'Donnell. Morwood. Lehman. Gets a 40-metre kick away. It's a bonus on a day like today. Spawn with a juggler. Runs it out. Collingwood get it to half forward.
Again, unsure of themselves, Essendon, with that handball. Missed the target and very slippery to pick up there from O'Donnell. Just allowed Collingwood to slip in and apply the pressure.
Salmon. Oh, beautiful tap out to Werner. Werner, the long bomb towards half forward. The ball is forced forward. Fox working very, very hard. Taken away by Kelly. Good play. Craig Kelly, the booming kick towards half forward. It's all Essendon. Waiting underneath it was Mark Thompson. Just lost sight of it at the split second. The Magpies try and force it forward. Good play, Salmon. Morwood dives on top of the ball. Is that a free kick for in the back? It is.
See, he worked hard. That first instance when he went back to apply pressure to the Essendon player.
Morwood short. Christian. Oh, good. No mark taken. They got in each other's way. Williams. Oh, what a desperate game this is. That was Morris to Salmon. Macca comes in front of goal. The danger player, Morwood. Can't pick it up. It's about his first mistake all day. Still a chance for Collingwood. Lehman kicks a goal and misses. Oh. Bad luck to young Troy Lehman. 9-9 plays 7-11. Tim Watson in trouble with that shoulder. But he's up and about, so that's good news for the Bombers.
Took one on the arm from Paul Williams. Was not intentional. Morwood's play on the forward line, and the tap out again there under pressure. He's played really well, hasn't he? Salmon the target over the top. Philandia inside to Anderson. Got a quick kick away under pressure. Here's Watson. Now Russell.
He's hurt this time, Watson, Bruce. He's very slow to get up.
Graham Wright. Here's Watson in trouble. Gee, the right kick's awful. A shocker. O'Donnell. To Madden. Well, here's a chance. A big chance for Philandia. Kelly had to get back. He did it very well. Philandia over the top of him. They've still got the numbers. Essendon throws it and then legged. Russell giving away a free kick when really Philandia was almost buried there and had no options, and he's going to go very short to Wanganeen and finds him. Watson still in the hands of the trainer, and shoulder, left arm. See him going down awkwardly.
Yes, he heard it earlier, Bruce, didn't he, that previous incident? And I think that just added to his woes.
Wanganeen's kicked 2 goals. It's about 40 metres out. It's no shoe-in from here with the heavy ball. Taking his time. What an important kick this is. Collingwood have held a 10-point margin around about for about 20 minutes, I'd say. And this to bring it back to 4 points. Drop punt. 9 points the difference. So the inaccuracy mounts up for Essendon. They've kicked, as Watson's okay, 7-12, and since half-time they've kicked 1 goal, 8.
Ronnie McEwen about to bring it back in. There's Darren Mullane, who had his colours lowered by Greg Anderson, was moved off him. McEwen a wobbly one to the half-back line. Gary O'Donnell trapped it well onto Salmon. Salmon can straighten up on the right foot. He tries to hook it back in front of goal, and it might sneak in for a behind, or was it out in the full? I think it's out in the full. So not a good kick that by Salmon Burney.
No, they need him to lift, don't they, Pete? He's had a quiet day. Ronnie McEwen held him very well when he was playing at full forward. Sheedy's got him running on the ball at the moment, hoping that he can lift the side.
McEwen's kick. Number of players fly at the back. Long punches it to Wanganeen. Hills was looking for the handball. He still got to the run of it. Taps it forward towards Madden and McEwen. And McEwen had to be very careful there. That was a danger, wasn't it?
It would have been a tough decision, though, wouldn't it?
Oh, sure, and he did it well. But had he made it very obvious, then Madden would have taken a free kick. Not to be. Still that 9-point margin. Plenty of time for Essendon. Madden tries to lay it off at the back. Manson tried to get a handball away. Long over his shoulder to the goal square. Oh, almost Philandia, and Wright punches it through. So tremendous pressure on Collingwood here, and if they can hang on and not crack in the next couple of minutes, maybe get a goal against the run of play.
Was that a push-out? Well, it certainly looked like a push-out against Philandia.
Tell you what, if Essendon get a goal here, won't it be a game then? The margin was 2 points. Well, beautiful lead that by Mullane. Good kick, McEwen. That was good play by Collingwood. Mullane looking for Tony Shaw. He's got to give away height. Did he push him in the back? Umpire said no. Izzard tried to get in a hand pass. That was smothered, and the umpire will come in and bounce almost on centre wing. 55-63, so the margin 8 points. Umpire throwing it up. Salmon. Oh, they jumped all over him. Richardson's there and Long. It's tapped wide. Buick. Manson loses it, ball in the tackle, socket off the ground, will be a throw-in on the true centre wing position. Conditions slippery, quite cold out there. The Full marks to the players. Gee, they've had a go both sides.
Will Moncourse get a run?
I doubt whether he will.
Manson has been brave all day. He gives away a free kick there to Salmon. He's got to come back. It must be something that Matthews is thinking about, whether to bring Moncourse on or not. Shaw against the run of play.
Oh, Watson's hurt.
Yeah, he's no good, Tim Watson. It's that left shoulder. He's giving him plenty of problems.
They got a fresh man on the bench.
Fox getting into the back of Manson, no free kick. Good tackle there by Richardson, the kick by O'Donnell. Philandia and Wright, spectacular mark by Wright in these conditions.
15 kicks and 5 handballs, Graham Wright, and he's provided Collingwood with some run today, something they haven't had for the last few weeks, Bruce.
Kerrison's kick, danger here, Danaher.
Oh,
Under pressure, Werner. Starcevic, Spawn, the handball to the space, the boundary line in the end. And it'll be a ball in. Collingwood slightly in attack. Essendon's had most of the play in the last quarter.
Salmon and Starcevic. Salmon, too tall. Tried to grab it out of that ruck contest. Smother on Tony Francis at Morwood with another kick to Russell. Russell to the half-forward line. Well taken, Peter Cransberg. Gets in a hand pass. Morris on the left foot. Now he's looking for Mark Thompson. Oh, he traps it. If he fumbled that, they were in trouble. Beautiful hand pass to Hills. Hills should kick long. Oh, he hesitated, the youngster. Now he can get away and kick it. And he's kicked it straight to the Collingwood players.
That's the wrong side of the ground to go to, Pete.
Oh, was it ever? And he's kicked it straight to Manson.
Well, once he stopped and propped Bernie, he put himself in the wrong line, didn't he?
Gee, he sure did.
Manson gets some distance with that awkward one into the centre. Punch forward, Buick. They do have the numbers again. Essendon in a real battle of defences. Can somebody get a goal out of this? Mullane. Morwood, what a start to Williams. This could be it. 30 metres out, drop, punt, goal! It is a substantial break now. 10-9, 7-13.
Well, Bruce, you would think that Collingwood almost would have it in the bag now, because Essendon just haven't been able to score goals since half-time. Only one goal kicked by Essendon. And terrific work there by both Morwood and Mullane, putting the pressure on, allowing the skillful player Williams to back up and kick his second goal, Paul Williams.
A worried Kevin Sheedy and former player Graham Johnson on screen, because Collingwood lead by 14 points after beautiful handball by Morwood. And it was against the run of play too, because Essendon have dominated this quarter. They've had it down that forward line, but the Collingwood defence has really helped them out well.
Yeah, you often see that, don't you, Pete? It's tied up on one forward line for a long time, and all of a sudden it's down the other end. And very open forward line, and they kick a goal.
Centre of the ground in the blue pot. It's a quick kick by Lehman, taken by Cransberg, working very, very hard. Kelly from half back. Kicks it wide. Now will it sit? No, it won't. It beats Paul Williams over the line. Lee Matthews. He hasn't seen a win. And Barry Rawlings, former Hawthorn and Richmond star. He's their fitness man. They haven't seen a win in 6 matches. Maybe they can beat Essendon again. They lead by 14 points, and there is 14 minutes of play left in this match.
Peter Dacos and Doug Barwick with Gavin Brown. A trio of players who would be hoping for a win today to keep a slim hope of playing in the finals alive. Here's Shaw. A good give to Richardson. Around his body. Thompson to take the mark. Where can the Bombers get 3 goals out of in the last 13 minutes? Thompson to centre wing. Kelly and Gayfer against Anderson.
He's been terrific too, Craig Kelly, playing at centre half back.
Probably you could say, Bernie, that half a dozen players have had their best match for the season here today.
Yes, and Gayfer also, since he's been moved on to Anderson.
Manson went early against Salmon. Izard tried to get it away. Richardson couldn't quite give it quickly enough. Quick kick by Michael Long to half forward. Philandia through his legs. Graham Wright has been so good today. Shaw, well, he leads from the front, that captain, doesn't he? The kick by Russell. Manson. Krasiska couldn't take it. Fumbled by O'Donnell under pressure. Spawn tried to get it to Buick. Hill's got there. Play on call. Buick caught the tackling. Terrific by Collingwood.
Gee, it looked like it was around the legs there to me.
You reckon against Kerrison?
I reckon it was against Kerrison. Buick grabbed very low. Here we see it again in replay. The first one let go, but we didn't see the actual grab on Buick.
And Tony Shaw is hurt. He is going to have to come off the ground, Tony Shaw. The trainers were waving frantically. Here's Mark Thompson. He wants to get on with it. Oh, bad kick by Thompson. Oh, Christian's dropped it. Tries to get in a hand pass. The Magpies away through Graham Wright. Kicked off the ground by Williams. The two little Tasmanians combining. Graham Wright swings onto the right foot. Morwood's been a star with his great skill into the wet conditions. Onto the left foot goes Shane Morwood. Sets it up in front of goal. Mullane at the front. Mullane goes in to grab it again. Round the corner goes Mullane. And he has missed to the right.
Gee, Tony Shaw, did you see what happened to him, Pete?
I didn't actually see, but I saw him in lots of pain, and I knew he'd have to come up, and that doesn't look too good.
Yeah, he looks like he's in a bad way, doesn't he?
He hurt himself before he had to go for that last ball, which just magnified the problem he's got. Well, Gerard Healy's not far away, so we'll probably get something from him shortly. Here's Morrish to centre wing, over the top of Anderson. Wanganeen off the side, looking for Watson, who's probably almost in as bad a state as Shaw. Now Richardson. Collingwood could go here through Christian. Mark Richardson is short and on his own. Starcevic chips in. Mark Richardson misses it. Izar. The Essendon defence is hanging on pretty well to give their forwards some hope. Here's Spawn. They need a goal out of this attack, Essendon. Madden. There's 11 minutes remaining and they trail by effectively 3 straight kicks. Madden towards centre-half forward. Fox, good mark. A very good mark in the conditions.
Yes, he's been moved to centre-half forward, Bruce. Fox, after playing most of the game at centre-half back, there's a good mark. 2 grabber.
30 metres out. Directly in front. Essendon's managed just 1 goal, 9 after half-time. Straight-looking kick. So the Bombers are still in this. 8-13 to 10-10. And Bernie, they had to get something out of that, and they did.
Yes, well, that was a must, that goal there from Brad Fox. A very good mark in the conditions. Sheedy made the change from the back line to the forward line for Brad Fox. An excellent kick for goal from about 45 metres out. And really that has given Essendon some sort of hope because they're not that far behind. 2 straight kicks and that's it.
Oh, big fist away from Manson. 10-10 to 8-13. 9 points the margin. Can the Magpies hang on? The ball at half forward. Anthony Danaher picks it up. Swings onto the left foot. Danaher to the centre of the ground. It's going to be a Mark O'Donnell. A silly play. He went to play on. Wanganeen to the half forward line. Essendon go forward again. No mark for Landia, but he taps it back towards Upward, off the ground by big Simon Madden. Kelly goes for the safety. Will it roll over the line? Let's have a look. It will, but the ball's still at half forward for Essendon. Tony Shaw we saw with a bad injury. What's the report, Gerard Healy?
Yes, Tony's got a back injury, and it's a little bit bewildered as to what's caused it at the present time. He certainly wasn't knocked, but he's lost a little power in the front of his legs, so he is very doubtful to be coming back on.
And he could be a significant loss, Gerard, not on the field with 10 minutes remaining and such high pressure here. And think of the stakes involved for Collingwood in the next 9 minutes.
Yes, I tend to agree with you. There's Ian McMullen, and Essendon have badly missed his drive since he went off the ground, and Bradley Plain also.
Gee, I'm surprised Plain's sitting there if he's fit, because it's been such a goal kicker this year. He's also injured by the look of it. So here's Francis, the quick kick. Morwood, who's been the star, I reckon, today.
He's been terrific, Shane Morwood. 16 kicks, 6 handballs and 3 marks, and very creative.
Some of his tap-ons have been spectacularly good in these conditions. He's been so effective. Now Williams, he's a good kick, this kid. Not this time. Probably should have tried the low one.
Yes, I agree with that. And he tried to play plays away, but he's a promising player, isn't he?
Good player.
Gee, he can play, this kid.
He's got that explosive speed off the mark, and well, if you've got that in football, you've got a very big asset.
He's got good balance, and a number of times he's been a match for Bomber Thompson today, and that's about the highest compliment you can pay anyone.
Kieran Spawn, good play actually. Oh, he ran a long way, didn't he?
But who to?
Well, he's kicked it wide, and there was no Essendon player there. This is Lehman, and he's got Mark Richardson. If you can get it to him quickly, Danaher there also. Oh, Danaher's run past the ball. Starcevic to the pocket, and a good mark to McGuan.
In the end, that was terrible play by Spawn. He tried to switch play, but there was only 2 Collingwood players out there, and he ran into trouble. He had nowhere else to go, so he never looked.
Well, I would say if Mick McGuan can kick this, as we see the replay, and Starcevic with that quick kick, but if he can kick this, I think Collingwood are specials to win the game. If he misses, it's still not over. It's a good game by McGuan. He's kicked 2 already. Normally a pretty accurate kick. 45-degree angle by Mickey McGuan. He's not happy as he kicked it. Did he sneak it in? He did. Great goal to McGuan. That's his 3rd. He didn't look happy, but the result is on the board. The Magpies 11-10, lead Essendon 8-13.
Yes, they have to kick 3 goals, Essendon, to get in front in this match. They don't really deserve to. Collingwood have been the better side. Starcevic doing the backing up, a quick kick, McGuan in front. And that was a good mark under the conditions in front of Morris. And from 45 metres out, terrific kick in the wet.
76-61. The Maggies by 15 points. It's a big break with 7 minutes remaining. Anderson. Still Essendon go forward, Madden. McEwen against him. Werner, chance for Philandia. Gets into trouble in the end. Now it's a chance for Werner. Takes the mark and kicks the goal. They refuse to lay down. 9-13 to 11-10.
Yeah, well, maybe Bruce has still got a chance. We start thinking it's all over. A couple of times we think Collingwood have got enough lead, but maybe if they kick the next goal, Essendon, they're still in there. Philandia, who I think's played a great game since he's come on. He started off on the interchange bench, and there's Werner just stepping around Ronnie McEwen and popping it through.
Nine points the Magpies lead by. Can Essendon get the next goal and make a game of it? They're trying to go forward. Spawn bumped off the ball by Mullane. Collingwood will probably try and head for the boundary line, and that's exactly what Mullane does and puts it over the line. Bradley Payne sitting on the bench. What's the report on him, Gerard Healy?
Well, evidently he has got hamstring soreness, and due to the conditions, the heavy ground, they don't want to risk it, which if he did tear it, it'd obviously be out for 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay, that's the reason that Watson's still on the ground, I'd imagine, because he's not 100% fit. The kick by Kerrison. Bomber Thompson couldn't take it. Starcevic. Alan Richardson just attacked it a bit quickly in the end in these conditions. Danaher did very well with his body. Richardson did just as well to hold it up. And as the second stick over, Collingwood must sense that this is going to break the back of this long losing streak. Should we talk too quickly? 76-67. Salmon and Manson. Francis is there with Buick and Izard and Kerrison.
Well, they're tying it up very well at the moment, Collingwood, aren't they? And that's making it doubly hard for Essendon to get the ball up on the forward line and kick a couple of quick goals.
Slightly into Collingwood's forward zone. Can the Magpies hang on? It's been a great effort by them. Here's Kieran Spawn trying to bring it around. Kerrison can't get his boot to it. Now he does off the ground. There's Williams to the half-forward line. Morwood back with the flight. Couldn't mark it. Cransberg. Quick hand pass. Oh, the Essendon players waited for it. There's Young Hills. Good hand pass to Morris. Morris clears it out of defence to the centre of the ground. Who'll get this loose ball? Strong play. Richardson back towards half-forward. Salmon waits. Should have attacked the ball. Good play by Hills. And they're off and running the Bombers. Here's danger for Collingwood. Oh, bad kick by Michael Long. Straight to Kelly. Essendon through Thompson to Fox. And is this a last hurrah for Essendon? Oh, Ronnie McEwen almost took it. Still holding the ball in there. tunnel ball behind, taken by Lehman. Oh, this is great stuff. Out towards the half-back line, and Tony Francis grabs it.
And falls over, loses control, and it'll be a boundary throw in at half-forward. Essendon attacking. 4.5 minutes to go. Francis picks himself up slowly. He's had 19 kicks today, the little fellow. Kicked a very good goal earlier in the match. Izard lays it off to Thompson. Still the Bombers with a chance. To half-forward Lehman, tried to fingertip a Spawn. Well, he could kick this. Drop punt. Well, wasn't that an interesting one? It's a kick the difference. 10-13 to 11-10.
Gee. Well, you never say die attitude, Essendon. They're right back in this. And with 3:53 still remaining on the clock, very important centre bounce coming up. And they've got the ball into the forward line a couple of times. It would be injustice, I think, if Collingwood were defeated, because it's been a magnificent performance by both sides in these conditions. But Essendon will not lay down.
Just under 4 minutes of play left. The Bombers trail by 3 points. Can the Magpies hang on? They've fought valiantly all day. Look at those players pouncing in on top of the ball. And the umpire will throw it up. It would be stealing it, really, because Collingwood have led for a greater portion of the game. Socket off the ground by Fox. Good play, Anderson to Hills. Hills a quick hand pass. Strong players, the tackles are laid. Hurried kickers by Williams to half forward. Morwood has been magnificent. The tackle put on by Long. Manson tries to knock it on. Grabbed by Spawn. A wild hand pass. Socket off the ground by Salmon. No mark. Bomber Thompson. Quick hand pass. Who's this on the ground? It's Fox. Fox going wide. He's got a loose man in Watson. No one near him 50 metres. Oh, don't tell me Essendon are going to pinch this game. Here goes Watson. He dodges and weaves. He goes for a hand pass to the dangerous Long. Long towards Ronnie McEwen. Did he mark it? Umpire said no. Socket off the ground at Krasiska. Here's Buick, and players pounce on it at half forward for Essendon.
Well, what a contest it is now. It's been terrific all day. And we're getting the finish he deserved here.
I need to pack the back line at the moment, Bruce. Get the Collingwood defenders down there.
2.5 minutes. It will be the longest 2.5 minutes of Lee Matthews' career for a while, I reckon, as coach. Here's Thompson to break the tackle to Hills. Essendon getting the important balls. Werner's normally a good kick. Can hardly bear it. 10-14, 11-10. So much at stake here, Bernie.
Oh, gee, it's been a great game, hasn't it, Bruce? Both sides have given everything.
And Kevin Sheedy never shows much emotion, but there's emotion on his face this day. He wants to win this. Look at Lee Matthews.
Just think how tight the Matthews tummy would be right now as McEwen brings it back in.
2 minutes of play left in this game. The ball on the forward line. Oh, danger here for Collingwood because Izard's got it. He kicks it to the pocket. Will it sit for Watson? He waits. He handballs. This is Cransberg. Can't pick it up. Tries to socket it off the ground. Was he held? Umpire said no. Watson, he's injured, but he gets it on towards Buick. Look at the desperation of the players. Palandia. And players pouncing on top of it. The time clock says 1 minute and 36 seconds of play left in this match.
Well, I mentioned earlier memories of last year's game here when there was a kick in at the balls in the goal square. Christian to do the ruck work against Madden. Wanganeen, what a star he's been. Thompson couldn't get rid of the tackle. Collingwood throw themselves at it as you'd expect.
Well, very difficult to kick a goal now, Bruce. There's so many players down on that Essendon forward line.
Well, 1 minute and 6 seconds remaining. Watson injured, but still there. Salmon with strength. Thompson tried to force it through. And again, a stalemate. But it's within 45 minutes, 45 metres, I should say, of the goal.
And 45 seconds remaining, Bruce.
Sheedy looks on. Can the Bombers conjure something out of this? Cransberg, a high one. Out on the fall. Is that the ball game?
That's it.
That's it.
30 seconds to go.
Yeah, Collingwood will hang on now. Graham Wright, a fantastic game by him. 16 kicks, 7 handball and 2 marks.
To half-back. And again out of play. Suddenly, with the seconds ticking over, it's almost anticlimactic because you just feel as if Essendon can't get something out of this now. Less than 10 seconds. Izzard's quick kick. And that's it. The Richardson mark will win it for Collingwood, and they've done it at long last. They've won a match, their first since April the 20th. And maybe shades of the Collingwood revival here today. Not quite the same Lee Matthews who charged down from the MCG, but the reaction's almost like a mini premiership here.
Yes, they were under pressure, the Magpies. A magnificent performance. Look at the exhilaration of the players. Manson, Francisca, a disappointed Simon Madden. That man there was fantastic. Morwood, the move to the forward line of Morwood made a big difference to this game. And there's a very disappointed Peter Palandia, Shane Kerrison, but it was just pure courage that won that. And full marks to Essendon also. They fought it out tooth and nail right to the line. Gavin Wanganeen was brilliant in the first half, but under difficult conditions, it was a fantastic game of football. Just sheer guts and determination. A happy Collingwood, they're the winners. And at the end of this match, Collingwood have proved to be victorious. They've won this match on the scoreboard 11-10-76 to the Bombers 10-14-74.